Fiction writing is all about using your imagination. But what do you do when you feel like your imagination is not helping you with the process? Maybe you've taken a long break from writing. Maybe you have gone through the whole process and you want to start again. If any of this sounds like you, I want to remind you of the writing process. And let me tell you, I have been getting ready for the start of the new school year, and I have taken some time from writing. Now I am at the point where I feel like, okay, I can focus on writing again, but it has taken me some time to get back into the mode of it. So let's talk about how you can go through the process of writing if you've taken a break, if you're starting again. Hi, I'm Aisha, and my mission is to mobilize you, the Christian writer, so that you can share your unique voice with the world. I will be bringing you writing tips and godly encouragement. Before we start, I want to take a minute to invite you to the Writing with Power community. Your sisters in Christ are waiting for you. We are there encouraging each other in the Lord and in our writing journey. If you would like to join, you can find the information in the description box. So let's talk about how to get started writing again. Maybe you've taken a break, or maybe you're starting the process over again. The first thing I would say is to generate ideas. Let your imagination flow. Get your ideas out on paper or in the document that you are working in. If you have a lot of ideas, just let them flow. You don't want to try to keep them in your head, because trying to hold on to them, that is usually what blocks us from moving forward. So start writing those ideas, start typing those ideas. You can also set some quiet time. I am a big advocate for stillness, whether I am trying to spend time with God or I am trying to get new writing ideas. I believe quiet time is truly beneficial for our writing practice. And when we allow ourselves to sit still and get quiet, I do believe our imaginations reward us. So take some time, be still, give your brain time to think so that you can come up with new ideas. And I honestly believe that there are ideas just waiting for us to explore. We just have to take the time to be patient. Another thing that you can do is people watch. I get a lot of ideas just being out in public. I get ideas about characters. I get ideas about settings. I get ideas about how I want my story to flow just by being out in the public. And I'm not saying like you should find someone and create your whole character around them, but there may be ideas that come from seeing people. And when we know about circumstances, when we know about the things that we experience in our lives, that gives us ideas for characters, ideas for stories. Some of the best TV shows are based on things that have happened in real life. And again, like I said, don't steal someone's story, but you can find ideas in real life that help you to write your next story. And then, of course, you can get ideas from movies and books. And again, don't steal anyone's ideas, but what can you learn from your favorite movies? What can you learn from people who you admire who are writers? Look at your favorite movies and books to help you get ideas. And after you get ideas, go ahead and make a plan. Now, let me say, I am one who free writes. So you can take your free writes and you can combine them. That would be a plan for you before you're going to the actual writing process. And if you don't know what free writes are, that is when I just take the time just to explore my imagination. I think about characters and I just start to write them how I imagine them. I think about conversations they may hear or events that may take place. And I just take time to just start free writing. So once I am ready for the writing process, I usually combine my free writes and see what I have, and that becomes my outline. That becomes my plan. And then I start to basically fill in the blanks. I start to fill in the missing pieces that I don't have because I was just free writing. I am what would be called a pantser. I write by the seat of my pants. And I just like to get ideas out because it allows for me to have creativity. It allows for me to be able to grow from what I've already written. I truly believe that ideas expand. So even though I may have something that doesn't really look like a story in the beginning, as I start putting those free writes together, I will see my story start to take place. And of course, when you're in the planning phase, you can always do an outline first. If that is the way you write, if that is what's going to help you to keep the flow of your writing, definitely do an outline. And I talk about how I've seen some writers who have 20 pages, 30 pages. They have books that they have created with their outline. I love seeing how detailed people can be when they are creating outlines. Or if you just want something to let you know of the flow that you want to go with your story, you can create a short outline. Just have the basics of what you want, where your characters are going to be in the beginning, what they're going to be doing in the middle of the story, what is the outcome for the end of the story. So, a simple outline is a great way to start your plan. After you have your plan, then you are just going to write. I encourage you, don't judge yourself at this time. Just write your ideas. And this is the time when you're going to think about, how am I going to get the book finished? Am I going to write by chapter? Am I going to write by page? Am I going to count words? If you're thinking about writing by chapter, how many chapters do you want to write each day or each week or each month? Or if you're thinking about page count or word count, how many do you want each day? How many do you want each week? My goal right now is 2,500 words a week. I was doing 1,000 words a day, but now since school has started, I've just kind of lowered that number so I can just focus on having 2,500 words for the week. So some days I may be able to write more than I can on other days. So when you're writing, you're putting your plan in motion, and then you also have a plan for how you're going to write. And of course, after you have finished writing, you want to think about editing. You want to think about revising your work. This is where the magic happens. This is where you make sure you have a story that flows. You can add in characters, you can add in events, you can take away characters, you can take away events. This is where you beef up your characters. It's where you make this story come to life for your readers. Editing and revising is usually the fun part for me. I get to see how my characters become real. So let's recap. When you are trying to get started writing again, when you are going through the writing process, first you want to generate some ideas. You want to brainstorm. Just get the ideas out of your head. And sometimes you may need to sit in stillness. You may need to have some quiet time so that you can generate more ideas. And after that, make a plan. When you are making a plan, you can have a detailed outline or you can just have a very basic outline that shows the beginning, the middle, and the end so that you can move through the writing process. And then after you have a plan, you want to write. You just want to get the words out on the page. Don't hinder yourself from moving forward by judging yourself. And then also make a plan about how you're going to write. Are you going to write by page? Are you going to write by chapter? Or will you count words? And after that, you're going to bring your story to life with editing and revising. You're going to flesh out your characters. You're going to make them real. You're going to make sure that your setting matches your story. You're going to remove things or bring things into your story. This is the time when you truly, truly get to know who your characters are becoming. I hope this information has been helpful for you. If it has, would you let me know in the comments? How do you use the writing process in your writing journey? Also, just a reminder, your sisters in Christ are waiting for you in the Writing with Power community. Come join us. Let's write together. Have you subscribed to the channel? If not, what are you waiting for? I release videos on Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Central Time and Saturdays at 3 p.m. Central Time. I look forward to meeting you here. And until next time, happy writing.